focus a little bit more on the NBA playoffs. We got the finals, the Celtics and the Warriors for the first time since Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain. I know that's a little more your I think, were those guys –
Don't even.
I was going to say, were those your favorite players?
Those are the 70s. I was born in the late 70s, but come on, man.
Man, those were your idols growing up. Mr. Bill Russell, come on now. I like this.
I didn't even watch the guy play. Although he is from Monroe, Louisiana, where I originally grew up at. So I do love Bill Russell for sure.
Bill Russell is the GOAT of basketball. And if you're going just by titles, I know people like to use the title argument. Jordan's got 6. Bill Russell's got 11.
He don't even have enough.
He doesn't have enough fingers.
Yeah.
You've seen that picture?
Did you see the post, though, that I made the other day on the GOAT stuff? That I wish I could go back in time and tell Michael Jordan to focus on stats rather than winning, since that seems to be what the debate's all about for the GOAT.
That's right.
Right? I mean, that's what everybody wants to compare with LeBron James and Michael Jordan all the way.
Michael Jordan. Well, I think I do think that Bill Russell is often kind of forgotten in that discussion for the stats were ridiculous, but then if you want to make the championships argue, like that dude's lapping everybody.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to the NBA Finals. Celtics knocked off the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll take on the Golden State Warriors. We got Jason Tatum versus Stephen Curry. Which of those two guys do you prefer, just as a fan?
You know who I'm going with. That's Steph Curry all the way. I love the brand. I love that guy. I love to watch him play. I'm not a Jason Tatum fan. I mean, especially, did you see the picture that he posted?
I did.
Of the Kobe, with the trophy in between his legs. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, that was kind of, to be quite honest, kind of douchey.
I agree. I think the honoring Kobe and like how that's his guy, right? I totally understand that. I think the fact that the text went public, right, from him is like the way that's like, hey, look at me, I'm doing this, is the thing that kind of rubs people the wrong way. The text itself doesn't bother me, but just making it go public or, not really doing it for the right reason, I guess.
Yep. But Golden State wins in 6, by the way.
Golden State in 6. I was just going to say, what's your prediction?
Golden State in 6.
Golden State in 6. Okay, so fun fact, though, the last 3 teams to eliminate Jimmy Butler the last 3 seasons have gone on to win the title. So you don't think that holds true for the Celtics this year?
It does not. They're playing against the Golden State Warriors and a guy named Steph Curry on the other side. Nah. All game. 6.
I want to tie this back into cards just a little bit. Staying on the Steph Curry, Jason Tatum topic, if you were to say, hey, I'm going to make an investment in one of those two guys, is right now the time to buy their cards right before the finals run?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Even if you're confident that the Warriors are going to win in 6?
No. It's one of those things. It's just like, people buy right before, because what I find a lot of times in this hobby, and I get a kick out of it, especially when I'm scrolling through, social media, I've started noticing the people, now that we're inching right up to football season, now it's, I'm buying Josh Allen's, I'm buying Justin Herbert's, and it's because they don't want to do that early on investing, and so they're waiting down to the last minute to do that. Well, you're going to pay a premium for doing that.
Absolutely.
The way if you're going to do the investments on the flips, you got to do them. You got to think ahead of the game, and that all comes down to most people is they don't have the cash flow to be able to sit on it.
Sure. And
so they have to wait until the last minute so they can buy it and then flip it. And those are the things in the hobby that I don't like. It's people are constantly trying to make that quick flip and make that, quick cash flip rather than the collecting and enjoying the card. But no, don't buy Curry, Tatum, any of those guys at this present moment.
Right.
Because you're going to pay a premium for it. Look at Joe Burrow last year.
100%.
I mean, everybody had the FOMO of trying to buy Joe Burrow right before he goes into the Super Bowl because he's, going to win this, the title, is so they thought.
Right.
And, I'm a Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow.
Absolutely.
Being an LSU Tiger,
He's the
I
best.
love Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
But there was no way that I was going to touch his cards. His pricing, once they lost, dropped like 40%. I mean, it fell off. We even had the conversation with one of our customers in here who was trying to sell me an NT, and I asked him what he wanted for that, and he told me like $85,000, and I like can go pound sand.
That's right.
I'm paying $85,000 for that card. You can pick up the card now for like 40.
That's exactly right.
And it dropped off. Never buy the card during the hype. You're going to lose every single time.
So, and from that perspective, you would have rather looked ahead at this season pre-NBA, let's just say preseason, said, hey, I really like the makeup of the Warriors roster. I like how the East is going to shape up for the Celtics this year. That's when you should be buying hey, here's the Steph Curry at his lowest offseason price, no matter what, even if they make the playoffs, whatever. If he does anything, that's when you capitalize on that flip.
Yep. I'm buying basketball in a month, maybe 2. That's when I start to buy basketball. So like Luka, we've talked about Luka so many times on the show. Huge. I love Luka. I'm a Mavs fan.
Yep.
But now in this next 1 month to 2 month window is really going to tell the tale on our previous conversations about the manipulation of the market. If his prices do not drop by a significant amount, then and it should be a complete flag to let you know that everything is being held up on the higher end markets on some of those players. So the manipulation of the market, the people are they going to keep pushing those numbers up on Luka, or are they going to allow them to go to a true market value? Right. Because the Mavs aren't winning a title until they get some help around Luka.
Correct.
But now in my opinion, would be a great time to buy Luka as you wait and see what happens if the Mavs go out and spend the money and get the players around them. And that's how you go about the investing side of it. And then, you're buying Luka and you're holding him for a year or 2 and you're waiting to see whether or not if they make that run. But I'm expecting those prices to drop. And if they don't, you manipulation people of the market, it should be obvious.
Right. So let me ask you this. As a collector, do you take into account, as we get into the cash flow type of thing, do you take into account when you're buying a card if it is going to be a true investment for you and like how long you're going to hold it? Like what would you qualify in terms of time an investment? Like if you were going to hold a card for, what amount of time is it to consider it a flip versus an investment, if that makes sense? Like,
I mean, to me, an investment, I'm a long-term hold investment guy.
Right.
I'm not a day trader.
And obviously, if you're investing correctly, every investment should be a flip, right? But if, I think that the terminology is, what your plan is with that particular card, maybe.
I guess the big thing that, there's so many people in the hobby now that will literally show up at a show and they'll buy and then they're turning around and they're flipping those cards at the show immediately. Right. And I'm all about people making money. But what happened to the joy of the hobby? It's turned into, like we talked about earlier, a business, just a business.
Right.
And so, I mean, I guess to each his own.
Sure.
But I'm not a go and buy and flip and sell and trade, and I'm not doing all that. I mean, I'm a buy guy because I believe in that guy. Put him up, sit on him, wait, and allow that card to increase in value over time.
So you're more of the philosophy of the time is what is going to make those cards jump rather than a hot start to a season, something like that.
Yep.
Interesting.